So I'm the last coach who's going to bother you tonight. My name is Agnes, and I have the pleasure of introducing you to the second half of this international and global project. So just in time, we got some snow that we ordered already for design review, but now we have it for client acceptance test, and we're happy to show you our project. So I'm going to hand over to Max and Philip.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our presentation, the presentation of the Ignite VI team. And let us start, so this is Max, and I'm Philip, and let us start today with our vision. So our vision is the simple reason why we did this project. And our vision is to make skiing possible for visually impaired people. And even for deaf people, our solutions are perfectly applicable. So how does all this work? This is John. Obviously, and unfortunately, he is blind, but he has been dreaming about skiing his whole life. But he really wasn't able to just do it. So, meet Frank. Frank is a skiing instructor at Ignite Adaptive Sports, and he will help John to go skiing by just telling him what he has to do. So, by giving him the commands. So, there's one question left. How do we get the commands from Frank to John? And the most straightforward way would be for Frank just to shout the commands. But as you can imagine, he could do that maybe for one day, but on the next day he would have no voice left, not even with a lot of tea. And we could improve this situation for Frank by using walkie-talkies. But walkie-talkies are producing a lot of constant noise, and blind people really depend on their sense of hearing. So wearing a headset for John would completely block that sense. So this is not a very good idea either. So we thought of something completely new here. Frank will use a speech recognition system that converts spoken words to commands that John can execute. For that, he gets a headset with a microphone for recording his voice. To back up this speech recognition system, we built custom ski poles with integrated buttons. And Frank can use these ski pole buttons to directly send the three most important commands, namely right, left, and stop. For John, we introduce vibration armbands. So the commands that Frank gives will trigger vibrations on the two armbands that John is wearing, telling him exactly what he has to do and where he has to go. So how is all of this set up? The ski poles, as well as the headset for the speech recognition system, are connected to the iPhone of Frank. On the other side, we have the two vibration armbands of John, which are connected to his iPhone. And of course, to send commands from one iPhone to the other iPhone, they both have to be connected as well. So now, if you press the button on your left ski pole, this will trigger the left armband that John is wearing to vibrate. It couldn't be simpler. So, for the connections that don't really require a lot of range, we simply use Bluetooth Low Energy. And the headset of the guide is connected by a wire to his iPhone.
Okay. For the communication between the two iPhones, of course, we could also use Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. But Bluetooth and Wi-Fi both have a very limited range. And therefore, we came up with a new approach. We're using something called XBee for this communication. XBees are tiny little wireless modules that enable wireless transmission of data. So this is one of these modules up there. The black thing, by the way, is the antenna. They have a range of up to 2 kilometers. They are super fast. They have checksums and redundancy checks built in. And, well, that was too fast. And they automatically reconnect if the connection is lost. So they have a super long range, they're super fast, and they're super reliable. They really are super geil. Okay, so now we know how to get the commands from Frank to John using XBees. Now let's talk a little about the vibration armbands. Well, first of all, we could simply buy off-the-shelf components. But the problem with most vibration armbands that are out there is that they have really weak vibration motors. And we wanted to make sure that John really always knows what to do. And therefore, we created our own vibration armbands. And we had 3 requirements for that. First of all, they have to be connected to the iPhone using Bluetooth Low Energy. Second, we wanted, of course, to support strong vibration motors. And third, we wanted to make it small and battery-powered. And by designing this on our own, we have really fine-grained control about the vibrations that John feels. And right here, Philip's actually wearing one of our armbands. So this is our handcrafted armband. It has a small pocket inside, which contains all of our electronics. And you can see the vibration motor in there. Then we have our customly built vibration module and our battery. So let's talk a little bit about the vibration module itself. So first of all, we designed it in 3D on our computer. Then we hand soldered the components onto the printed circuit board, and then it looks like this. And we made it really small. So here's 4 of them. Those are 4 identical vibration modules that we built. They are 2 layers circuit boards, so they have components on the top and on the bottom. So I'd like to point out a few components on the top here. Well, first of all, it's made by us. It's TUM inside. Then we have 2 status LEDs to indicate what's going on with the module. We have a battery connector up there, and we have an integrated battery charging circuit as well. So you simply can plug it into a regular USB cable using the micro USB port for charging, and it charges automatically. By the way, it has a battery life of 10 hours or more, so that's really nice too. Up there we have the vibration motor, which is really strong. And here we have our voltage regulator built in. Now let's jump to the back side of the board. Here we have our Bluetooth module, which is an RF-Duino. This is something you can buy. And we have our motor driver circuit up there, which can handle motors that can produce accelerations up to 9G. So it's really strong and you can really feel it. Well, there are 6 modules. You might have noticed that the 2 modules at the bottom don't have vibration motors connected to them. And the reason for this is we designed them in a way that we can't only use them for our vibration armbands, but we can also use them for our ski pole buttons. So we have the same hardware for the buttons and the vibration hardware, and this enables us to also use the same code for the connection interface to the iPhone. So we have reusable code as well. And to show you the interplay between our hardware and software and our phones, we'd like to give you a quick demo. So these are 2 skiers. This is Ding. Ding is visually impaired and likes to learn how to ski. And this is Lucas. He is his instructor. Ding, as you can see, wears 2 of our armbands. And they are already connected to his phone, which is connected to Lucas' phone using XP. Lucas has 2 ski poles. You can see them up there. We 3D printed a case on the top to include the button modules. And if Lucas presses one of these buttons, you can see the corresponding command is triggered within the app. So I guess everything works, and let's just start skiing. Okay. Actually, Lucas, the connection is lost. Could you... Okay, freeze for a second here. Could you just... Perfect, that's nice. Well, as you've seen, Lucas, or just what happened, Lucas pressed the left button of his left ski pole. And this command was then sent to his phone. His phone recognized that. You can see this with this indicating icon up there, or in this case, this was a right turn. And this command has simultaneously been sent to Ding, and of course, his corresponding armband then just vibrated. And using this technique, they can easily ski. So, go on if you like. Okay, and as you just saw, more and more commands appear in our recent command section up there. And when they're done, they simply click the stop run button, and was a nice run today, right? So Ding definitely deserved its gummy bears for session. Back to you.
Okay, so now that you've seen our system live, I would like to summarize quickly what we did during the last 3 months. So we built 2 apps. One for the guide and one for the skier. So that's a check. We built a speech recognition system for converting the spoken words into commands. But we have to be honest here, so we tested a lot of different microphones. We even bought throat microphones to really cancel out any noise in the environment. But we have to admit that the accuracy of this system is not good enough to safely go skiing with that. So let's make it a smaller check. But this is exactly the reason why we built those ski poles. Using them, we can make the system 100% reliable and safe to use. So that's a big check again. And of course, as you've seen, we built the vibration armbands for the visually impaired skiers.
But we didn't stop dreaming there. So we had some ideas for future work. Well, first of all, we'd like to integrate a calendar and appointment system so that the guide and the skier can easily make appointments right within the app. Then second, we'd like to collect and visualize run data, things like the skier's reaction time to commands or latency data or maybe the top speed, things like that. And third, we thought it might be even possible to enable blind people to autonomously ski with proximity sensors, GPS and accelerometers without the need for a guide. So he wouldn't need a guide, he could go skiing on his own just with a lot of sensors. But this is still written in the clouds and might be the more distant future. So that's what we've done within the last semester. I really hope you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you for your attention. And now I'd like to connect to Alan and see if he has any questions.
Hi, Alan, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you perfectly.
Not everybody, actually.
Okay.
I just have a question of, do you have any ideas for improving the speech recognition with the microphones?
Yes, of course. So, first of all, the speech recognition is a kind of complex topic, so it would be very cool if Apple decided to provide their Siri APIs to the developers, because at the moment developers are not able to use it. But maybe with a new Siri framework, we would be able to improve it a lot.
So it would be very cool if Apple decided to provide their Siri API to the developers, because at the moment developers are not able to use it. But maybe with the new Siri integration to it a lot.
Okay, so we'll hope that Apple comes through for it.
Ask him to repeat the question.
So can you repeat the question maybe? Because we had some connection problems here.
I said I hope that Apple does provide that technology.
Yes, so at the moment Apple already provided this framework for the development of Mac apps. So maybe in the not so distant future they hopefully will release it to the iOS developers.
Provide that technology. Yes, so at the moment Apple already provided this. So maybe in the not so distant future.
So do you have any other questions? Maybe feedback?
I don't. It looks like a great system. We're looking forward to using it.
Thank you very much. See you.